Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Of course, welcome to another stream where Isak is linked to Liverpool again. The bid is incoming, £130 million. And Guehi as well for 40 million. Liverpool are stacking up their team to actually be the best team in Europe. The best squad in Europe, if I'm not mistaken now currently, if they get Isak and Guehi. There's a lot of people that still doubt Liverpool. They are just delusional or they are deluded. I'm being serious. Anybody that if Isak and Guehi join Liverpool, there's no stopping them. They are the best team in the league, and I think there is a level between them and the rest of the league. Man City to bounce back this weekend. Yeah, they play Brighton away. If they lose, I don't know what is going to happen. Arsenal face Liverpool, which is the big game of the weekend. And Chelsea getting Garnacho over Xavi Simons. They are still trying to convince Barcelona to give them Fermin Lopez. But Spurs are getting stronger. Very strong, by the way, with Kudus and Xavi Simons. Of course, we got here the man himself, the famous one, Jamie Story, of course, from the football story. Pick up Jamie. How you doing, man?
Morning. All good. Can't complain. Friday. Looking forward to the match on Sunday. Yeah, all good. Can't complain.
Topes is here, of course, ripping Arsenal. How are you, man?
Yeah, good? All good, man. Thanks again for having me on. Good to obviously meet Jamie for the first time, Liverpool fan, obviously yourself. So, yeah, man, looking forward to obviously getting into the game on Sunday, man. It's going to be a very interesting game. So, yeah, looking forward to the chat we're going to have, man.
Yeah, 100%. I want to start with the Isak thing is now. This 130, like, plus whatever, and that Newcastle striker that they signed. At the end, Liverpool are going to get Isak for that money and Guehi for whatever, 40 million. Is that the best ever transfer window seen in your life from a football club in the Premier League?
For me, like, listen, Arsenal have had a good window, to be fair to them, in terms of outlay, but I think, and you need to remember is Liverpool have obviously, they've let a lot go. I think their net spend is only like 60 million, and obviously that'll change to bring in Guehi and Isak. So they have sold players to be able to bring in what they have, but I think in terms of the amount of players that we've had to change in terms of quality coming in and replacing that quality, yeah, I'd probably say it's probably the best window in my lifetime as a Liverpool fan, and probably the best window we'll probably likely have ever, because you can only imagine next season that they're probably not going to spend any money. That's just how Liverpool do business.
Yeah, 100%. Like I haven't seen a window like this at all, by the way, in my life. I've never seen a window like this in my life. It's astonishing how Liverpool have gotten all these players across the line, and it shows me that Liverpool could have actually backed Jurgen Klopp like way more than this. Like they could have, but they chose not to be honest. But listen, I'm just gonna say that if Isak goes across the line, Liverpool have the best front line in the league, right? Like the depth is solved now, and nobody can actually argue otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like for me, getting Isak as well as obviously Ikitike, and the fact they got Verts as well, you kind of forget that's how probably good the window is going to be for them. That you're forgetting some of the players they've already bought because they've bought so many good ones. You know what I'm saying? So as well as the two fullbacks. So and if they can get Guehi as well on top of that to obviously go with Van Dijk as well as Konate if he ends up staying, you're looking at a real solid team as well as squad as well, because now you can rotate, you can alternate, you can play Gakpo one game, you can play Ikitike on the left or maybe down the middle and then Isak on the left. Like there's a lot of variations in the team, man, and I feel like there's so much goals up front. That this is not without mentioning Salah, by the way, who again we all know what he's about. When he gets going, he's going to be scoring for fun. So, bro, they're going to be so hard to stop in terms of going forward, man. They've got so many.
I feel bad for Ikitike though. To be honest with you, I'm watching Ikitike. I'm not convinced he's one of the best strikers. He can be one of the best strikers. But I feel bad for him. If Isak goes, he's going to have to sit on the bench, or I'm not sure where he's going to start.
No,
he won't start.
Did he drop? Yeah, I think there's loads of games to rotate.
Say that again,
man.
Jamie?
Yeah, what did you say?
He'll be dropped. He'll be dropped.
He'll be dropped, huh?
Yeah.
No, he won't
start. Isak will come in and Isak will start. I think maybe the first few games, Isak obviously hasn't had a preseason, but I think he will be dropped because you don't buy a £130 million striker, one of the best strikers in world football, to play, like to put him on the bench or to play as a backup. So I think Ikitike he's still trying to listen. He's had a really good start to his Liverpool career, and I think he has so much potential. But to think that he's going to be able to do that for the entire season in a new league, I don't think is realistic. Yeah,
but Jamie,
something. Why are people? Hold on. Why are people saying United are finished? Is there breaking news that I'm not following? Is Amorim sacked or something?
He said he hates his players. Yeah, he said he hates his players and loves his players.
He said he was going to walk away.
Yeah, potentially. I don't blame him like it.
After Grimsby, literally, he had the press conference after Grimsby.
Yeah, I watched that.
He was going to walk away, and then I think he also in the interview after Grimsby said the players told me how they felt about me or something like it's paraphrasing or something like that. He's really it's not been a good 48 hours in terms of him explaining stuff, and he's sort of thrown.
Do you think he's a dead man walking? Does anybody think he's a dead man walking?
If they need to win tomorrow, not even a point's good enough against Burnley.
Didn't they play Burnley at home?
Yeah.
They're gonna win. Yeah,
they could lose that. The confidence, they're man. I'm telling you, Mo, they've just lost to Grimsby. Burnley are going to be a team that are going to work really hard. They're going to just make it really, really difficult. And United
they're going to pack out that midfield.
United do not like working hard in games. Like they have so much quality, but the difference is that when they come up against a team that has, like, maybe it's not much quality, but like a team that just loves to dig in and make it difficult for them. That's why against Arsenal, it was a little bit more open and expansive, and they looked a little bit better because Arsenal are a team that want to play football. I'm not saying Arsenal don't like want to work hard, but it's like they'll want to play a little bit more stylistic football against teams that were like lower down the league last year. That's when United struggled. They're okay against some of the bigger teams, but against teams that are in and around them,
tomorrow's game against Burnley has got similarities to a couple of years ago when McTominay scored that last-minute winner against Brentford for Ten Hag when he was on the ropes of getting sacked.
Yeah,
and they were like 1-0 down. They were 1-0 down to Brentford with like 10 minutes left. He threw McTominay on, and McTominay like scored twice in the last like 10 minutes to save Ten Hag.
The problem is they're saying Amorim is worse than Ten Hag, and I'm like, is he though?
Hey, statistically, he is.
His win percentage is 24%.
Yeah, no trophies as well. Lost the obviously European Europa League 15th. Final to Tottenham. 15th. Yeah, finished 15th as well. Not won a game yet this season. Lost to Grimsby, first time in the history. Out of the League Cup in August.
Yeah,
kids are still at school and they're at the League Cup. It's crazy. Like, honestly, Man United, they're done for, man. And the thing is as well, even the Grimsby game, they should have been 3-0 down. They were getting absolutely battered by a League Two side. And Grimsby made some changes. That was even their first team. So for me, man, with Man United, I just keep, even if they beat Burnley, they've got Man City and Chelsea next. So how many points are going to get from that? So it's just one thing after the other, man. It's looking very dark for that team. I'm telling you.
He's gonna get sacked. I think as a club, the problem for me is that Man United still attract big names, and they still get the big names of the likes of Newcastle, Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And I think that is a problem for the league, to be honest. And I know that Man United fans will hate me for this, but you aren't getting any better. So you're poaching players from the likes of Newcastle or Villa or Fulham's or Spurs that can get better. But as a club, it's not getting better. Like Cunha could have been playing for Liverpool, for example, as a false nine. Kudus could have been playing for Chelsea. Kudus could have been playing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Liverpool wanted a left winger. They could have gotten somebody, but as players choose to go to Man United, I don't know who's willingly choose to go to Man United now. I just don't know. Every time I say that to Terry, they're like, they get riled up, him and Staffy, and then they don't like it. And I'm like, I'm being honest.
No, but you need to remember, right? Like, going and playing for United, let's say a lot of players, I think we talked about this with Guehi as well, about backing yourself, going, like, it was leading up to the World Cup, that he would go and back himself and take over from Konate. I think if you look at, say, the signings of Mbuemo, Cunha, they would back themselves that they could go and maybe get United back to where they want to be. Now, whether they can or not is a question mark, and that's what the football is about. You can debate it. But at the same time, if you're a player of really good quality, playing in the Champions League team, you see a team with the history of United down on their luck. If you go there and bring them back to where they want to be, like, you'll go down as, you'll be in conversations as an unbelievable footballer, more so than you would be if you're at, like,
Jimmy, when is this gimmick gonna
Newcastle.
end? Like, every player have tried this, from Pogba all the way now to Cunha. Okay,
yeah,
every one of them have tried this. Like, I've
and they'll keep trying.
Plenty of players, and I don't see why. If I'm a player, I wouldn't go. I would go to Spurs. I'll go to Newcastle. I'll go to anybody else. Like Cisco, for example, choosing Man United over Newcastle is a crime against humanity for him. He could have been the striker of Newcastle.
I don't think they had just football in mind. I think there was a whole branding thing when it comes to.
Probably you're right, but you know, Man United don't pay that much wages now.
No, I'm just talking about the brand itself. You know, like that they'll have own. You know, we always know that these guys on social media don't run their own accounts and stuff like that. They always have people doing it. So, like, I think if Bruno got, like, as soon as he was linked to them or on the verge of, like, signing for United, he got, like, hundreds of thousands more followers on whatever it was and stuff like that. His profile instantly went up, which means brand deals come in and stuff like that. They just don't think about football anymore. They'll have all their agents and managers thinking about everything outside of football.
James, I'm sorry for you, James. Mosey grew up watching Man United being great, and Man United is still a great crop. I understand it. Okay, so Cisco's 22, right? We're 2025. So when the last time Man United were actually very, very good was in the end of 2000s when they won the Champions League. After this, Man City won, Chelsea won. Yeah. Right? Am I wrong? Like, it was Man United were not the greatest, right? So Cisco was what, like 7 years old when Man United stopped being good? So Cisco didn't grow up watching Man United being great. He just didn't.
No, but he didn't. I still think it's not even about the football's like probably a half of it, and the rest of it is just branding. Man United is still a brand. It's still a brand. It's like it's like if you watch NFL, it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a shit team in the NFL, right? They're rubbish, but they're still called America's team for some reason.
Maybe Mbuemo and Cunha. Maybe Mbuemo and Cunha. Maybe.
Yeah. It's just branded.
When are we gonna end this? When are Man United discussion gonna end, guys? I'm being serious.
I don't know, man. I feel like I think it's just a merry-go-round, man. Because it's funny. It seems like the managers are getting obviously progressively worse. When it comes to Oli, everyone wanted him out. Then it was Ten Hag, everyone wanted him out. Now Amorim, it's like they're getting less and less time. And then you look at the players that are leaving. McTominay, look at the season he had leaving Man United and playing for Napoli, man. And look, the people are saying that Man United is like a graveside for these kind of players now. Players are leaving and having really, really good careers after they've left Man United. So, bro, it just feels like a merry-go-round and circus. Round and round we go, man. I don't know how it's going to change unless... I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know what the suggestions are, to be honest with you, them even improving. Because they're getting players, they're spending money, but they're still in kind of the same kind of area now. So, yeah, it's crazy, really, man. It's crazy.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
You keep saying this. I watch you on Straight Facts. You keep saying this.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
You have no evidence of this. Leeds didn't come back.
No, but right, that's different. Leeds they had financial difficulties. United are like, they're in a different stratosphere in terms of money that they earn. They earn, even now when they're like absolutely terrible, the amount of revenue that they generate as a fan, as a club, is like incomprehensible to teams like Blackburn, Leeds, any of those teams that went down. And we United, like, listen, if they get relegated, then I think you can maybe answer a different question. But I think with the quality and the gap in between the Championship and the Premier League now, they won't get relegated. They'll have enough in the tank to stay up, like they did last year. And because all it will take is them to get it right. To get it right in terms of the systems that they put in place. And it took Liverpool 30 years to win a league. They still tipped away other trophies, got into the Champions League. They did that in in the 30 years leading up to when they won the Premier League. United, it might take them another 10 years. It might take them 30 years before they win another league. Like, they will be back eventually, but it's because think about the size of what you're actually managing in terms of how much moving parts there are to actually making a football club successful. It's not easy. And that's why you see so many ups and downs of football clubs, because doing it consistently over time takes so much effort and so much to go right. And United now, they have so much pressure on them from all the success that they had when they were like in the successful years, that any right or wrong move that they make, even when they win a game and if they play poorly, they get scrutinized for it. They have more pressure on them than any other football club in the league, 100%, when it actually comes to like looking at their results. And that pressure weighs sometimes on players and just haven't been able to get it right, but they will with time. They will eventually come back. Whether it's next season, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, I think they will do it.
I'm going to tell you something about the people that say that about Liverpool came back. During the time like Liverpool were bad, right? In UEFA Cup, they reached the quarterfinal, semi-final. They were runner-up in the European Super Cup, and then they were quarterfinalist, winner of Champions League, runners-up in Champions League in 2007. They challenged for the league couple of years. They reached a semi-final of Europa League. They reached a semi-final of the Champions League, right? That's what people don't understand. You need to be close to the top to stay close. Like people that say that Arsenal are back. Arsenal haven't won a major trophy for a while, since 2004. Right? They haven't won the league of the champions, but they are close now. Will Man United go back? I don't know. By the way, I know that Andrew just said that. Go ahead.
But Mo, do you not think about United, right? I know last season was a write-off. They still got to a Europa League final. In the time since Fergie's left, they've won Europa League, won multiple, I think they've won
Cups.
2 or 3 FA Cups. Yeah,
Yes.
3 Carabao Cups. They've got to another Europa League final, which they lost to Villarreal. Like, they have been doing what you're saying that Liverpool have doing. It's just over a shorter time period. Like, Liverpool weren't getting to Champions League finals consistently in the 30 years leading up. Like, from when they won it in 1984, I don't think Liverpool were in a Champions League final until 2005. And then they got 2005, 2007. And then from 2007 to 2019 was the gap between a Champions League final. Like, doing that is consistently as hard, even for the best teams in the world. So, like, Liverpool, like, the way Man United are right now, if they're like in and around the Champions League, even in that time, the 12 years, they've been in and out of the Champions League more than Newcastle, Villa, even like they've been competing with Spurs and stuff, and they've won more than Spurs. Like, they're still probably, if you're looking at it from a trophy and since Fergie's left, as a trophy and getting into Champions League perspective, they're probably the 4th best team in England from that perspective.
I just talk about the definition of back though would be.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Right.
All I want back, okay, for me, back, to be honest, fully back is winning the Champions League or winning the Premier League, like what Liverpool did. Like Chelsea did in 2001. You know, Chelsea never went away. Chelsea still won the league in 2017, won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Arsenal, for me, to be back, fully back, is to win. To be back like Arsenal, which is your name is close to the top, you're reaching Champions League quarters, you're reaching Champions League semis, you're challenging for the league. This is when I know that, okay, your name is up there. Man United, their name have not been close to a league title or a Champions League since Fergie left. Not once.
They finished second under Ali and Jose.
You know that wasn't the challenge.
Yeah,
that wasn't the challenge.
No, but they still did it. Did I mean? And that, if you're saying with Arsenal, like Arsenal were nowhere near Liverpool last year, and would you classify them as closer to Liverpool?
But for the 2 years before, they were top of the league.
Arsenal.
Yeah, the 2 years before that, they were top of the league.
Yeah, but they were top. They weren't top of the league. They were second. Like, we get that right now.
No, but for the whole season, they were top of the league. Like, come on.
No, but they finished second. That's what I mean. And like, the thing is like United, they'll always be thereabouts. Like, even if you think about it, you're saying that until they get back to winning a Premier League or Champions League, since Fergie is left, who's won the Champions League? Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea have all won it once. No, Liverpool have won it twice. No, once.
That's good enough for England. Yeah, okay. That's good enough.
Yeah, no, and then but in the Premier League, Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool have been the only Premier League champions.
Yeah.
So Leicester. So to do what you're expecting to do is just to jump ahead of those teams. But even like if you look at like say Arsenal are trying to do that now, and they're finding it difficult. So like it's not just a case of that getting back and winning those trophies is gonna like that should be classified them as back. There's a lot more stages before that.
but they have to get there first. They have those signs of getting there, and that's the thing. I think they are going for the big name manager, obviously, the flavour of the month, and then the transfers. They're like most. I think most in another stream. It's like you have to stop going for the big names. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna have to start. You know, Klopp's greatest midfield. They weren't that big names, but they were Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson,
Fabinho.
Do you know what I mean? And James Milner in there. They built a team and become big names after that.
You're right. You're right.
I don't mind. Yeah.
You're right, but that they were fourth. Then they went out and bought the best centre back in the league, the best goalkeeper in world football, or potentially the most expensive goalkeeper in the world to get them to that next level.
Yeah.
So that's like United now are they're obviously going through they're probably their worst period in terms of like form and like where they're at. But to get back to maybe up to say sixth, fifth, realistically, like now there's 6 teams in the Champions League. It's not going to take them that much to get onto a level of say an Aston Villa or a Newcastle maybe in a couple of years if they're able to get like a few things right. It won't take them that much to get back to that level, but then to take the next step, that's where they found it difficult in terms of competing for Premier League, competing for Champions League. But so do so many teams.
But also have to find that coach.
They
have to find that coach. You guys in your first year on the clock went to a League Cup and the Europa League final, and I think you finished 7th or 8th, was it, or something like that?
Yeah, 7th.
These guys, and then you bought Mane the next season and finished, and a few other players and finished 4th. It's a progression and progression and progression. That's what they have to do. The problem is, are they going to be patient enough to do that? I don't think they're going to. They're trying to speed it up, put it on steroids or something, or cover big potholes with just jelly essentially. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Something and then they pick a guy who's just married to one system. Do you know what I mean? It's. I think you need to find a coach who is able to to show adaptability. I don't think one system coaches work now these days. You know what I mean? They have to be able to adapt to all.
They work. They just need the right coach. The coach maybe
that's
not the right one.
I think Amrin was always right when he said he should have come in the summer. They pressured him to come in next season. He should have said,
he had the whole preseason, sir. It's not working out.
But the pressure is more on him now than it would have been if he had a started.
There was no pressure on the Grimsby game.
He comes in. So the record everyone keeps saying, what is it, 7 wins in 28 games. That record doesn't happen, and the pressure isn't there of that if he doesn't take it so early when there was so much going wrong.
He's not won back-to-back league games.
Yeah.
He hasn't won back-to-back. So guys, before we go on, there is breaking news actually for actually Chelsea. But guys, we got over 600 people in the house. Guys, we're not even on 200 likes. The like button pushes the video to the next viewer. So hit that like button, and if you're new here, subscribe. Before we go on to Liverpool and Arsenal and all that, Chelsea have missed on as everything. They are linked to, how do you pronounce his name? Buonanotte?
Yeah,
Buonanotte. The guy from Brighton.
I think there's going to be.
Oh yeah.
I think this is actually going to be for Strasbourg. I think this is an Enciso replacement, not
okay. That's Enciso's replacement because Enciso fell through.
Sorry, Mo. He's going to be signed by Blueco, not Strasbourg.
It's Blueco, not.
Honestly,
he's going to be a company man. It's going to be a company where he's going to be the first player signed.
How do we rate the Chelsea signings? Not them prioritizing Garnacho over Xavi Simons. Is
that's bonkers?
Yeah, I think it's crazy, to be honest with you. I feel like Xavi Simons could definitely cover in positions where Cole Palmer may be injured like he is now. You can play him in the 8 as well if you want a bit obviously more attacking play there. I think it's a fantastic signing, and for the price as well, £52 million. You see that that's about a week going for a similar kind of ballpark as well, and Garnacho going for 40. I just don't see how you're picking one or over the other, if I'm being honest, man. I thought the kind of feeling was that they were going to get both, but now all of a sudden it's kind of swept up them just definitely getting Garnacho. And then now, I don't know if they're going to get a replacement for Simons or if it's going to be.
They are looking to get Fermin Lopez, but Barcelona are adamant that he's like 70 million or something. Wow. And Chelsea didn't want to pay that money.
70 million for Fermin Lopez. What?
He's very good, Jamie. I think he's a very good player.
Come on, Mo.
Is he going to start ahead of Palmer?
70 million.
That's crazy money, man. I
If
can't lie,
Xavi,
that's a lot of money.
okay, don't you think that is like similar to Xavi Simons who went for 60 million?
No, he's gone for 50, no?
52,
51.
yeah, 52, yeah.
It's 20 million
70
less.
million euros. I'm sorry, 70 million
Oh,
euros.
70 million
I'm
euros.
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
So about
Apologies.
60 mil. Okay,
Yeah.
so
You're in Spain, Jamie.
Yeah, I know, but like honestly, you see euros, pounds, and dollars for all the bleeding transfers. It's trying to keep track of all
Yeah, it's
what the
true.
actual currencies are.
Yeah, here
You
in
need
America, it's wild. Here they report it in dollars, ESPN and NBC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the numbers are so inflated. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, you see, Iketik is 115 million. I'm like, what? $115 million. Okay.
The one thing, with the Garnacho signing, I actually think right now he's being. We're forgetting how much of a good player that he is, because if you actually looked at the stats, I seen I actually seen a video on this. So, and then I looked at the numbers. The only players in the top 5 leagues under the age of 21 last season, sorry, not last season, the season before, that had more goal contributions than him were Yamal and Cherki. So, like, in terms of like his actual output, and I know he often gets criticized for his kind of final pass or like his final shot and stuff, and I think that's something that he can improve. But like when he was coming through, and like United fans haven't been hyping him up either. They've been talking down on him because of like how difficult he's been to try and get him out of the club. So he doesn't really have any supporters on his side. But like if he gets into a good run of form, maybe settles down a little bit from the public side of life and like just gets back to his football, I think there is a good player there. Whether he does that at Chelsea, because with Chelsea they usually bring a player in, then maybe next season he goes somewhere else. Like I don't know if he's fit into Chelsea strategy, but like if you look at like Jamie Gittins, who started Chelsea's first game, like he was terrible. And like I think Garnacho would definitely see that left side as a potential option that he could break into. So I don't know, 40 million. It's worth a gamble, because they could definitely get that back easily or sell him for more, because he's on a 7-year contract now. You know what I mean? So if he plays well, they could easily sell him for 60, 70 million in 2 years.
You think Garnacho's better than Gittins?
Absolutely he is. This is what I mean. You're forgetting, like, how much have we watched of Jamie Gittins? I've only seen about 7 games of him. And I've seen a lot more Garnacho. So I'm obviously going to have the opinion that Gittins wouldn't be as good as Garnacho from what I've seen.
I've not seen Gittins a lot, but I don't really rate Garnacho. I can't lie, man. I think he's pretty greedy. He misses a lot of chances. I seen a stat earlier saying he's missed or only scored 2 out of 16 big chances from last season. I know obviously he's got a few GA, a few of them are obviously in the Europa League last year. I don't know, man. I just think the signing for Chelsea as a whole, it doesn't seem like it's an upward step. It seems like it's more of a sideward step. It's not someone that you say he's definitely going to be in the starting lineup and he's definitely going to improve. Obviously, he's got potential. He's a young player. But for me, I think Chelsea are in a position where you kind of want a little bit of a level raiser in that kind of attacking lineup. You've got Pedro Neto there. You've got Cole Palmer. That left-hand side, you kind of want someone else that's a bit more reliable as well in terms of consistency and performances. And with Garnacho, man, he's hot and cold. Like some games he has good. He's got the overhead kick against Everton. Great goal. But then other games, he's wasteful. He's greedy. The ball goes out of play. Like he's very inconsistent. Obviously, he's a young winger. But I don't know, man. I don't know if Chelsea fans are really happy with buying this kind of player with all the players on the market.
Mr. Story is one of the most unique content creators out there in the world. There is nobody like you, Jamie. And I don't think I've done any shows with someone like you ever before. Ever.
Boy, I'm giving other.
And I tell you, you say your opinions regardless of what the general public say.
Yeah, because that's what you're meant to do.
Exactly, but there's not one Chelsea fan out there that actually is propping the Garnacho. I swear to God, Jamie. I work with a lot of them.
I know one in particular.
Who?
Ooh.
There's this guy, Robert, who I stream with on Chez's channel. Properly props everything Clear Lake does.
Yeah, but he's propping it. Okay, there is a difference. Because Ahmed yesterday was propping Garnacho because he signed. He's like, he's now Chelsea. I need to be behind him. I need to back him.
No.
Right? But when we pressed him and asked him, what do you think about Garnacho? He's like, he's awful. He's terrible. He's like, I am backing him because he's Chelsea. That's horrible, people. I hope that it works out.
You don't have. This is the problem for modern football fans have. You don't have to be a drone and follow everything your club does to the 100%. You don't have to go, yeah, now he's in a blue shirt. Oh, he's now, I have to back him. No, you know, when he's on the pitch, fine, back him, but you don't have to back the signing and think it's a good signing. He doesn't.
Just to respond to what Jamie said, I look at Chelsea, 40 million pounds, Jamie, for Garnacho, 50 million pounds for Gittins, right?
Yeah.
These two players together cost 90 million pounds.
But that's Chelsea's strategy.
That's something close to that.
That's Chelsea's strategy.
That's
how
why
they do business.
I will never, ever actually praise that. I will praise the Estevao signing. I will praise the Joao Pedro signing. Maybe the Delap signing. To be honest, signing Garnacho for 40 million and signing Gittins, that is the definition of like, we're going to just throw a couple of stones, hoping that one will land. You know what I mean? One of them will work out and will be able to sell for like profit, and the other guy will not. It's actually because Chelsea, Jamie, do you know how much Liverpool spent on the front line currently?
Probably, like as in this window or like altogether?
In Ekitike, in Ekitike and Isak, if Isak is 130 and Ekitike is like what, 80 million, if I'm not mistaken?
Maybe rising to 90.
That's 210.
I think that's euros though. Yeah. Okay.
It's like how much? Like 70 million pounds?
I think 200 between the two of them probably.
Okay.
Something like that.
Chelsea spent 90 on the wingers, right? 90 on the two forwards currently, right? 90 on the two forwards. The two players you are about to get is better than the four players they got. And it's only 20 million pound difference.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But like Liverpool, this is what I mean. We need to understand like the way different teams operate. Like Liverpool, if they don't get Isak this year, right? They have 130 million to play with, potentially 150 if they really wanted to get Isak. They won't go out and buy another forward. Whereas Chelsea would potentially go out and buy two forwards with that money, or three forwards, if that's like what they've done with Joao Pedro and Delap. And Chelsea's strategy right now is, because spending big money on players is a risk.
Yes.
In a sense of, if you say Gyökeres, for example, let's say he went for like, I don't know, 120 million, or like say Isak comes for 150 million and he gets injured. Like if you're like a club that is trying to obviously be with PSR and stuff, that can hamper you going forward. And it's not worth the risk in probably some of them clubs' eyes. And Liverpool wouldn't spend the money unless they were 100% sure. And Chelsea aren't going to spend the money on big players like that. They don't, even with Osimhen was available. They're not going to pay his wages. And that's just how they operate now. And I think that's just something that we have to get used to. But they could, if, as you said, all it takes is for one of them to hit it right. We look at Estevao now and we're like, he could be an absolute, like, really good player.
Banger.
Yeah. But, and then you look at like Gittins, he might not work out, but they'd probably still sell him for like 40, 50 million anyway. Do you know what I mean? And like, if Garnacho doesn't work out, they'll probably still get the money back. So they're not really taking risks in a sense of monetary value, but they then are getting the upside if they do potentially come good and they're able to sell them for, say, big money.
I just think the optics look bad in terms of...
They do look bad, 100%.
In terms of what we need for the squad. In terms of goalkeeper and centre-back were especially needed. And to prioritise Garnacho is just... it's just an embarrassment.
I think that's criminal. With all due respect, that's criminal.
Yeah, it is. It's like, if you got... I don't think we'd be reacting like this if we signed a Magnon and signed a defender. If we then gone and signed a Garnacho, I still wouldn't like it, but I'd go, you know what I mean? It's one of those. But when you are still got gaping holes in your squad, it just shows to me that they're just happy to try and finish top 4 this season, and that's it, and not progress any further. Or they'll go, oh well, you'll hear it after the transfer window ends. Some Chelsea fans go, oh yeah, well, we can do it next year. And I'm like, why do we have to do it next year?
By the way, it's just corrected, as you guys said, that the signing is for Blue Co. It's not for Chelsea.
Yeah. It's the Enciso thing. Remember the Enciso thing a week ago?
Yeah.
He failed
absolutely
his
bullshit.
medical.
That's a lot of crap, but fine.
Crazy.
Bro, it's not a way to run. It's fucking not a way to run a football club with all due respect. It's not a way to run a football club with all due respect. It's not a way to run a football club, bro.
Yeah.
And that's not even good, bro. What is this?
Do you know what actually...
Go ahead.
No, do you know actually this transfer window? I actually have transfer fatigue. Like, there's been so many transfers. It's I'm coming to the end of it now. I'm like, just shut the fucking window now and just let's get on with it.
I think they should just have it open in July. Like from the 1st of July to the 31st of July, and that's it. They should just have it open for 1 month. Let's just have it like in January. Let's just have it open for a month.
I think the reason they don't do it though is because of the other European teams. Like they need like a worldwide transfer.
They'd have to get all the European leagues to agree.
Yeah, but they wouldn't agree to it. I don't think.
But they won't, because I think we tried it a couple of years ago where we shut ours early, but none of the others agreed to it whatsoever, and we went, "No, we're not going to do that again." The clubs are like, "No, we're not going to."
I think as well from like it's not in any of those clubs or leagues' interest to close a window or to make it shorter, because the fact that it's 3 months means that there is more money going like back and forth. Where if it was one window, there's less money going to happen. So like there's less money in football.
It'd have to be like a decree from FIFA. FIFA would have to, would have to say, no, this is a blanket thing. We're just doing this for all the leagues. You know.
Yeah.
One of our viewers just tagged me. Thank you, T, for tagging me. He said the asking price for Fermin Lopez is 90 million euros.
Good luck.
What? Asking
so £70 million.
75 million or something.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah, they
are.
Oh,
no. They'll do that.
You think you'll get him, yeah?
We'll probably do that, yeah. Probably do that. Why would I try and make sense of one transfer? Why would I try and think they think sensibly and logically when they haven't done it for a couple of them? So why would I think they would logic? It makes more sense to me that they would do this than that they would do this. It doesn't make sense to me they would do this, but it makes sense that they would do this because they don't think logically. They'll look at the upside. They'll look at. I wouldn't be surprised if they'll do like some crazy add-ons to do like 70 plus 15 million add-ons or something like that. They'll do or something like that. They'll try and do that.
I'm gonna move on from the Chelsea talk and just in the weekend, of course. Please. Who you playing this weekend? You're playing Fulham. Chelsea gonna win. Chelsea gonna win. Yeah, 12:30 kickoff. That's tomorrow. Yeah. Ruben Neves taking the 21 shirt for Portugal. Yeah. Yes. I know you have Portuguese family, Fonzie. So yeah, that is. Isn't that Jota's shirt? Something? No.
No, it's 20.
20. So why is he taking the 21 shirt, Fonzie? I'm kind of like a little bit lost. Why is that
like a big deal?
Why is that a big deal, Fonzie? I don't understand.
I don't know.
For Portugal, that is Jota's number in Portugal, number 21.
Would it be Bernardo Silva has the number 20 for Portugal?
Probably, yeah. Like yeah. Someone said, he stands very intelligent. It's the accent. It's the accent.
Sound very intelligent and clear-minded. Well played, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. For the Arsenal and the Liverpool thing, it's now a race for who has the better window, but also who has the better team now equipped to go for this season. Someone actually just tagged me again. Glasner is saying that Guehi is staying. Okay, I don't know how confident are they. I think he's gonna go.
Yeah, he's going.
I think he's going Liverpool.
Like he has any choice whether Guehi stays or not.
Yeah. How do we see the game this Sunday, guys?
Draw.
By the way, a lot of Arsenal fans are more confident than before.
Listen, hold on a second. Do you know last time Arsenal beat Liverpool at Anfield in the Premier League, Mikel Arteta was playing.
Yeah.
He was in 2012, 13 years ago. So Santi Cazorla, Lucas Podolski were the goal scorers. I think, listen, Liverpool going into the game, and people keep talking about it, I don't think Liverpool have as much pressure on them this season than Arsenal do, just because of, we obviously, even like from a money aspect now, you can look at like Liverpool have sold a lot of players, so they actually haven't spent as much as Arsenal have in terms of their actual squad. So, and Arsenal need to get it over the line because the amount of money that they have spent, they've gotten so much closer. They need to do things more than Liverpool do. But I think they'll go, and I think both teams would probably take a draw right now if they were offered, because I think Arsenal do have the threats to hurt Liverpool going forward. And Liverpool defence will look a bit shaky. But then on the other side, it's Anfield, and Liverpool at Anfield are notoriously difficult to beat. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go with draw. 2-2, I think.
Obviously, I echo the kind of confidence that this is probably the most confident I've been going to Anfield, just because our record's been dreadful there. Like obviously Jamie said, man, we ain't won there since 2012, since Podolski and Cazorla scored the goal. So yeah, but going into this game, I feel like again, I'm actually not worried as much as I normally am when Saka's injured. Before, obviously, last season when he was out for a load of time, I was like, oh my God, who we're going to play there, etc., etc. But we've actually brought in cover from Madueke to actually fill in. Or you could go with Max Diamond, or you could go with Ethan Wanyeri. We've actually got options on the right-hand side. And I feel like for me, in terms of like getting in Eze, obviously involved in the team, I'm excited to see what he does, and obviously Gyökeres as well. I feel like in terms of this game in particular, we're actually set up better for the transition. And again, in the kind of an Anfield atmosphere, there's going to be times where we're going to be probably pinned back, and maybe we're going to be looked to obviously go on the counter attack, similar to what obviously Bournemouth did with Semenyo with one of their goals. So I think tactically we could set up, and obviously we're always good defensively anyway. And like obviously Jamie said, set piece wise, obviously that's really our biggest strength. And at the time with obviously Liverpool playing, they've conceded a few goals from set pieces. So I feel like there'll definitely be goals in there, but you've got to put in the Anfield factor. It's not a joke to go there, man. And like Jamie said, they don't lose to any of the big teams there. Like rarely, when you look at obviously all the other big teams like a Chelsea or a Man United, it's been years and years and years since obviously they won there. So yeah, I think for me, looking at both teams, I think it's going to be a solid game, a good game. Both teams have got quality going forward. But I feel like probably it's going to be a draw as well, to be honest with you, like a 1-1 maybe, something like that. But I'm looking forward to the game, man.
Would you take a draw now, Jamie, right? If I give you a draw, would you take a draw, Jamie? Because Sam said, no, I wouldn't. Tom said I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I like, listen, I prefer to go out and like actually take a risk. Like I think that's the one thing I always say about like Liverpool, when even what you've seen against Newcastle and when Klopp was there and stuff, we used to always take risks in matches. And I think going into that type of game, I don't think you should ever settle for a draw. You should always go for a win. And I think they will do that, but sometimes at their own detriment. So I wouldn't take a draw now. I think it's going to be a draw and the game will just unfold as a draw, but I wouldn't take a draw.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think it's early in the season for you to try and go for the game. It's only 3 games in. There's a lot of obviously games still to play. And I think, again, you can set a marker down either way. If Liverpool win, that's 3 games on the bounce. They've beaten Arsenal already. Same with Arsenal. If Arsenal go there and win, they've beaten obviously Arsenal and Manchester United away from home already. That's obviously fixtures out of the way. So, yeah, I think for me, I want to see Arsenal go out and try and win the game. Obviously, we got criticised a lot a couple of seasons ago where we had that 0-0 draw at the Etihad because we didn't look like we tried to win the game. We were just playing for a draw. I don't want to see that. I want to actually see us trying.
Nobody criticized Arsenal. The problem is the way you guys went about it is why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We didn't want to win. Obviously, there's no shame in drawing at the Etihad, but we just set out not to win the game.
I thought it was a very good result.
Yeah, it's a good result, but the way you want to try and win the game at least, and then if you end up with a draw, you take it and say, you know what?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah,
if you go to Anfield and stink up the place and get a draw and leave, I think that is not bad for Arsenal.
I don't know.
It's on Liverpool. It's on Liverpool to win, not on Arsenal to win.
It's on Arsenal. This is the reason why we've not won there for so long, because that mentality of, we can just go there and get a draw. We need to try and win the game. If we don't win it, then fair enough. But you can't have if you want to win the league, you have to try and go to one of your rivals and try and win the game. I'm not saying you go to win
not at all. That is absolutely false.
No way. When Liverpool went to Manchester City last year, they went to the Etihad and won the game. Man City were the champions. They went there, beat them 2-0.
When was the last time Man City won at Anfield, Jamie?
Was it COVID? Yeah, I think it was COVID.
Hold on.
Phil Foden.
COVID, when Liverpool already won the league and they really didn't give a shit.
No. It was 2022, I think.
Yeah, it's 21-22 season, wasn't it? Something like that.
I don't think it's necessary. You should go to your rival and win.
22-23.
I'm not saying you have to win, but you have to try to win. You can't go there and stink out the draw. Yeah. You have to try and win the game.
He's right. He is right.
Yeah, we're a big team. Like, we're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not a small team. You have to go and try and win the game. I'm not saying you're going to, because they're go on.
With the draw last year against City as well. Like, listen, I think Newcastle actually maybe gave us a little bit of perspective of like what you should do when you go down to 10 men. But doing what Newcastle did is very, very difficult. And they were at home. But last year, Arsenal went down to 10 men for like, say, whatever, a stupid yellow, two yellows, and Trossard went off. So then I think when you go in at half time, your mentality then switches that like, okay, we're 1-0 up, we're down to 10 men. Let's protect what we have. And they nearly did, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? So that's why you say that's a good result in the grand schemes of going to the Etihad. But exactly, context. But yeah, like Arsenal, right? The one thing I would say about Arsenal, in the last 2 years, they've been creeping up on getting good results. I think beating Man City last year 5-1, even though they were as poor as they were in that stage of the season, it's still a good result. They're not a bad team. Like Liverpool went there and beat them 2-0. Then you have the Real Madrid result, okay? So they go and beat Real Madrid 3-0 and then 5-1 on aggregate. The only thing I would say that they're missing is getting that result and it be a defining result in them lifting a trophy. That's the only thing I would say. And they need to be able to do that. So if they went to Anfield tomorrow and won and then they didn't win a league, nobody really looks at the result and say, like, that's a big result. You know what I mean? Whereas if they won the league last year, then you're looking at that Man City result. They went down to 10 men, they held on, they got a draw in the end, and that was crucial for them to win the league. Similar to like Champions League. So I think that's just what you're looking at, like, and what you're waiting for. You're not looking at them results in the same aspect because they haven't been able to get it over the line. But that's what they need to do. And we're going to keep on coming back to the same point. Like, that's where they need to.
So can I ask you something? What would you, okay, so let me ask you both something, and even Surfer with us.
Yeah.
Would you rather Arsenal go for it and try to win, open up, attack Liverpool, get hit on one counter, and then go out brave and be the best team on the pitch and lose 1-0, or stink up the pitch and leave with a 0-0 draw? There is a third option. Okay. The reason why we don't do, okay, but hold on. We don't do the best case scenario, which is with Arsenal attack and leave with the win. That would be the best case scenario. But which scenario do you think would be optimal if you're asking Arsenal fans? Go out, attack, and be the best team on the pitch and Liverpool get one counter or one chance at Liverpool winning it? Or Arsenal stinking up, trying to win on a set piece and maybe leave with a draw? Which one do you think is, in the eyes of the fans, would be better?
Well, that's a bit of an unfair question because both the
very
scenarios
fair
are different.
question.
If you said to me, we opened up and we drew, or we defended and we drew, then that would be a bit of more of a fair comparison.
But that's what
Everyone's
I'm telling you.
Say we opened
but that's
up.
what I'm telling you. You defended.
No, but you're saying we're going to lose
answer.
if we open up. Go on,
you already have your answer from 2 weeks ago when they stunk up the gaff at Old Trafford and they got the win. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit about the performance because they won.
Yeah, they won. That's the thing. But if we open up and lose, or we stink out and don't win as well, then people are going to have different reactions to the situation. I think, again, it is very obviously result dependent on what we do in terms of tactically. But for me personally, we need to put in a good performance against Liverpool at Anfield regardless, because we're capable of doing it. We've got the players to do it. We're a good team. We need to try and show that we're a good team away from home, that there's no point going to all these grounds and stinking it out.
Basically, the question is, should teams take risks? Should you go to Anfield and take the risk? Against Liverpool?
So, yeah, because you can win the game if you do that.
Word.
Every team that's won at Anfield,
there's risks. Yeah, there's risks and calculated risk, Mo. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're not going to go out and just like go gung ho and like and leave their like defensively like all open at the back and just let Liverpool counterattack them. They're not going to do that, but they'll take risks throughout the game, and that's what like they'll have to do to be able to get a result.
Do you think they'll take risks because it's so early in the season?
No, they're not. It's not like they're chasing points.
What I'm saying is, if this was like in December, like mid-December, I don't think we'd be saying Arsenal are going to go there and take risks. Do you know what I mean? Because we're deeper into a title race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas like if they do lose, if Arsenal still lose, if Arsenal lose on Sunday, there's still enough time to like recover because it's only the third game of the season, right? Do you know what I mean? So I think Arsenal fans are more open-minded to the fact that we can take risks because it's only the third game of the season. Whether if it was the 23rd game of the season, I'm not sure Arsenal fans would be going, if you offer me the draw, I'll probably take the draw. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. But
this is a very good question.
Go on.
So you're willing to lose to try to win?
But that's what football's about, no? Everyone has to try and willing to lose to try and win the game. Look at what Liverpool did against Bournemouth. They were trying to get the third goal and got caught on a counter-attack, and it was 2-2. They were trying to seal off the game.
So hold on, would you rather... Okay, so hold on. We have a very good example of what happened in the Newcastle game. Newcastle got the 2-2 draw. Instead of sitting back, they left Elanga up top. I don't know who was up top as well. They left 3 players in front of the ball, and they only defended with the rest of them, and that's why Rio got the goal. But Newcastle left the stadium with, you know what, like, keep your chin up. We attacked Liverpool. We got back and we lost. Or would you rather, after 2-2, put everyone behind the ball at your home ground and defend the point? Which one do you think is the better scenario for a coach or a football team?
But again, it's all based off the result. You're saying that because they lost. If they would have went and won the game, it would have been a different
why
thing.
I say that? Because football is about probability.
Of course.
You go into Anfield, against the strongest team in the league and attacking, you're leaving yourself vulnerable a little bit. You're leaving it to chance. We know that if Arsenal try to defend, most likely no team can score against them, right? So you're not leaving it to chance. Attacking and going forward and trying to dominate and doing this, you're leaving yourself a little bit vulnerable. That's leaving it to chance and probability. That is what is going on in football. Football is about probability now. Like that is why I think, like, to be honest, trying to win and risking losing, I wouldn't. I would try to defend and keep it and maybe have the chance of winning it on the counter or on a set piece. That is what I would do, to be honest. People say your team would not do this. If you're asking me now in the league now to play Napoli and go out, take a draw without even the game being played. I would like, don't even travel. Just take the draw and go home. It's at Anfield.
That's boring.
Yeah.
I know it is boring, but yet you are, yet Jamie, you are a Liverpool fan that is removing all the pressure from Liverpool and putting it all on Arsenal. So getting a point at Anfield is very good for them. And I'm telling you, you are like, yeah, all the pressure is on Arsenal, but they should go to Anfield. And if they lose at Anfield, Liverpool are ahead of them. I know it's early in the season, but they have the psychological edge. If Liverpool win against Arsenal at Anfield, I think Liverpool will have the psychological edge. And I think people will start having, because now they went to Man United, they won 1-0, they didn't play great. They go to Anfield and lose. People say, you couldn't even defend the Anfield. They don't even have Isak yet. They don't have defense yet. They don't have this and that. But yeah, we'll put pressure on Arsenal. I promise you, if Arsenal get a draw, people say it's a good result. If Arsenal lose, even if they play the best football on earth, everyone will run a week of weeks. Sky Sports, Talk Sports, here, Football Terrace, everywhere. Saeed, Big Six, they will run shows. The media, the social media will run shows bantering Arsenal. Oh, you signed Eze, you signed Gyökeres, yet you go to Anfield and lose. That is what happens, guys. And then the psychological start there. People start having doubts about Arsenal. That happens all the time. I know that. It's better. You guys are playing the best case scenario. That's the thing. Arsenal going there and winning. But that's the best case scenario.
But we're going to have doubts about Arsenal until they win the league. It doesn't matter. Like, if they win, you're saying you're taking the right step. If they lose, they say, oh my God, they still haven't got over that hurdle. It doesn't matter what the narrative is now. It matters what the result is at the end of the season.
It's all result dependent, man.
So, like, yeah, I think that's what it comes to. I see one of the comments say, it feels like Jamie's trying to deflect pressure away from Liverpool. Not at all. I have the expectation that Liverpool should go into that game to try and win it. They're at home. Arsenal are obviously out with, I think Odegaard might be back, but Saka's obviously going to be missing. Eze is going to be in a new team. Gyökeres was poor against United. He was good against Leeds. Which Gyökeres are we going to see? I think Liverpool have the experience to go and win the league. I'd put pressure on Liverpool to win this game more than I would Arsenal, in that I think they probably have the higher, if you're talking about probability, to win it because they're obviously at home. But to win the league, I think there's more pressure on Arsenal, if that makes sense.
Even if you get Isak and Guehi, though, probably.
Yeah, 100%. Because if we get Isak and Guehi, that means you're up against a bigger opposition, so it's more difficult to win the league. But like, we've won the league. You know what I mean? If we lose out, we're going to be disappointed in the fact that we didn't get it over the line. But like the fact that if Arsenal lose out again and they've just spent 300 million, like that's huge. You know what I mean?
Your favourites to win the league, but there's more pressure on Arsenal to win the league.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my catchphrase I've been saying.
And because of the money they've spent this season to basically say that money that you spent this season is basically win now money.
Yeah,
that's basically it. Now win now money. That's
right.
2-2 last time at Anfield without Gabriel or a striker. Fair enough. Wasn't that the end of? Hold on, wasn't that the end of the season?
Liverpool were fucking off in Dubai and I beat them. They were over playing the game. Yeah, and even in the first half, we absolutely annihilated them.
That was a nothing game.
I'm not.
Devin is saying, no, we were criticized. I'm not going to have this there to... Huh? I'm not going to have this...
Rewriting, maybe?
Rewriting the history. We were heavily criticized and they would...
They're aggressive.
They'd be aggressive.
They'll be aggressive. We didn't try to win. Was bullshit. Jesus should have
Scored.
and I think Martinelli as well. Yeah, Arsenal had chances against Man City, but people never thought about it like this. Arsenal had 2 chances to score, and nobody spoke about them, to be honest with you. Nobody spoke about it, to be honest. People are expecting a draw. I think a draw is disappointing for Liverpool. People don't want to talk about it. Nobody now is putting pressure on Liverpool to win at home. But yeah, it's like, yeah, you're playing Arsenal. Yeah, we're saying Liverpool are favorites to win the league. You should be winning your games at home, even against the oppositions. You know, if Arsenal playing Liverpool tomorrow at the Emirates,
yeah, I expect us to win.
Everyone would have said what Arsenal must win.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Liverpool, a draw is okay.
Listen, I'm not saying a draw is a bad result. I just want Arsenal to try and win the game. If we get a draw, then cool, we just move on. But again, I want to see us try and win because we've got some good players up front, man. Why would we just try and sit back and not like the Man United performance as well, by the way, like in terms of if we're just trying to hit them on set pieces, that's cool, that's fine. But obviously that's result dependent. We got to get the result then. If we do that and we still lose the game 1-0, then people are going to be like, why did you play like that? Like, well, you didn't do anything in the game. So that's just my thing on it, man.
Fair enough. We'll see how it goes. People expecting a draw. But listen, guys, we're not going to stay for long. 55 minutes is enough. It's just a strange morning, to be honest, with the news. But listen, the football story is in the description, guys. Go and support Jamie. He's doing content, videos, everything on his channel. Of course, my man Topes' channel in the description as well. So go and support my man. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Of course, I will see you guys back at 5 UK time on MHF with the rest of the people, of course. I'll see you guys there. Hit that like button, guys, before you go. We're out of here, people.